Hey friends, welcome to another episode of A Single Girl's Gotta Eat the Cooking Show. Today we are making pizza bites, keto pizza bites, also probably known as keto pizza fat bombs. Have you guys heard of that term before, fat bombs? It's kind of just like this, it's a fat bomb. It's high in fat, low in carbs, and that is, kind of one of the main elements of the keto diet. We're not gonna talk about that right now, but I have wanted to try one of these for a very long time. I have some friends who've done keto for a while. They love making fat bombs. I've never done it before. Tonight we are doing it and we're making pizza fat bombs, which I'm super stoked about. So first things first, 350 degrees, preheat your oven. You're gonna bake these for about 18 to 20 minutes, okay? So this is gonna be super easy, a really quick recipe. Let's get started, shall we? Should we, is what I was gonna say, shall we? Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna measure out 4 ounces of cream cheese. That is half of the bar, okay? And it says that we need this to be softened. So as you can see, I've kind of made a mess in here, but I've been kind of just mushing it around a little bit just to get it softened, because we are going to add the meat to this mixture first, and then add in the rest of the ingredients, okay? So because we're adding meat and some veggies, we don't wanna use like a mixer, which would get it really nice and soft. So we're just gonna have to do it with our hands. So we are gonna add in 1.5 cups. Let me back up for a second. You have a couple options here. So go with what you want. I did not feel like cooking meat today. So in this recipe, it calls for like 1 pound of sausage. You could do meat, you could do turkey, you could do whatever you wanted. I did not want to cook any meat. So an alternative is to use pepperoni. So the pepperoni that you can get at the store, it's already cooked, it's ready to go. Well, it's not cooked, it's just cured. So all you do is literally just cut it up into like little bite-sized pieces. Okay, so you can see that there. So this is about 1 cup, 1.5 cups, and I'm going to add that in to my cream cheese mixture. So what we are gonna do first is get that all mixed in, which is why we need the softened cream cheese. And I'm making a mess, getting it all over the place. Mix that all together. These are the things that are hard to do on a cooking show. The mixing part just never quite goes the way it should. But this is easily mixed. And then we're gonna add in the rest of the ingredients, you guys. So let's go ahead and do that. That's pretty well mixed. So we are gonna add in 1/3 cup of coconut flour. The recipe that I'm using, which I will link in the comments, really recommends using coconut flour. She said that you can also use almond flour, but really thinks that coconut flour is the way to go. Now, I am not the biggest fan of coconut flour, so I would not necessarily go out and buy coconut flour just for this recipe, but since I had some on hand and I want to use it up, this was like the perfect one. So maybe look at some other fat bomb recipes too, if you don't have coconut flour on hand and don't want to necessarily go out and buy it. That's just a side note. So 1/3 cup of coconut flour. We have 3 eggs beaten. Okay, get that in there. I've got 1 1/4 cups of mozzarella cheese. You get that in there too. I had some jalapeno that I bought, and so I need to use it up, so I'm going to throw that in there. So if you have some veggies that you want to get in there too, go ahead and do that. Just make sure that you chop it up nice and small. I'm going to put in a good chunk of garlic. And then here's the deal. Put in a little salt and pepper. Season it the way you want to. Now, if you want like typical pizza, go for an Italian seasoning. Use about 1 teaspoon of that, flavor it to your liking. I like things spicy more than I like them the Italian seasoning, so I'm gonna make it a little bit spicier. So I'm gonna add in 1 teaspoon of, I have crushed red pepper, and then I have a half a teaspoon of crushed red pepper and 1/2 teaspoon of yellow mustard chili powder that I had, which is awesome. Also, you need to add in a half a teaspoon of baking powder. That's a non-negotiable ingredient. The spices are, you put in what you want, how you want to eat it. We always need to make food the way we want to eat it, right? So, putting those things in, and then I'm mixing it up. Okay, so here's the deal. We are gonna get this all well mixed, and then we've got one more step before we can put the fat bombs in the oven to cook. Okay, we are going to put it in the freezer for 10 minutes. Freezer or fridge? I will clarify in the comments because right now I can't remember. So, but we are going to chill it for 10 minutes, and that is to kind of help the coconut flour to get in there and absorb a little bit more, and to really kind of be a really nice binding agent, and then also to, like, when you cook it and it's in like this little ball, it'll help it stay or help it maintain its shape. So that is what we are gonna do. As you guys can see now, just make sure it's thoroughly mixed. It's like a pretty chunky mixture, okay? So what we're gonna do, again, mix it thoroughly. You're gonna put it in the freezer for 10 minutes. Again, I'll clarify that in the comments. 10 minutes, bring it out, grease a baking sheet, okay? Use a nonstick cooking spray on the baking sheet, or like a piece of parchment paper or something. Grab a cookie scoop and then scoop out some balls. Shape them into balls, stick them on to the cookie sheet, and then bake them for 18 to 20 minutes. Okay, just check them. Depending on the size, you may want to go a little bit longer, but that's up to you. So you guys, that is it. That is making a keto pizza fat bomb. Super easy, right? And I'm so excited. These are going to be delicious. So thanks again for joining me for another episode of A Single Girl's Gotta Eat, the cooking show. And A Single Girl's Gotta Eat is just a single girl's guide to doing singleness well. If you want more information and to get the full recipe and all of the goodies that go with that, go to www.asinglegirlsgottaeat.com for more information. Much love, friends.